Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to Map Making with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB, you're very, very welcome. And today you're going to see something very special and precious indeed. That special and precious thing is me failing hard. So very hard. Now, I'd like to thank everybody in advance for all the comments they're going to put, giving me advice, telling me how to do this and how to do that. Believe me, honestly, I know how to do all of these things. I do. It's just that I'm out of practice. It's one of these games that you do kind of have to, well, I mean, any game. If you haven't played it for a while, you forget what buttons are the shortcuts and what's the best way to do this and what's the best way to do that. When you rediscover that way again, it's sort of like, oh, I can't believe I've been such a muppet. And that is exactly what you're going to see today. Me being such a muppet. Like here, I'm about to use the Move It Align Terrain tool. Now, I've got a tutorial on how to use the Align Terrain tool. I've not used the Align Terrain tool since making the tutorial. I'm not sure when that tutorial actually went out, but it was at the very least a couple of months ago. So 2 months without using it, and I've kind of like, hang on, do you click this one first or that one first? Ah, yeah, I think I've got it. And then a little bit later on, I'll be using the same tool again, and I still haven't like developed that muscle memory that'll enable me to do it in just a few short clicks. And that's the problem with today's show. It's muscle and mind memory. It kind of lets me down in today's show quite a bit. But if anything, it might make you chuckle, especially when we get to building a couple of tunnels. Now, those tunnels are troublesome for me. Don't worry, I will fix them. I will fix them. And as I said before, there's absolutely no need for you to post in the comments on how to do it. I do know how to do it. I've physically forgotten how to click these things. Like with Rocket League. I'm particularly average at Rocket League. I mean, I can beat any noob. I can beat a lot of average players regularly, but I'm no more than average. But if the ball goes up in the air, I can leap into, hit my hand on the table there. That was what that bang was. Sorry about that. I can put the ball up into the air. I can jump into the air. I can boost up, and I can give it a little tap while it's in the air. All that sort of stuff. But then, if I haven't played the game for 6 months, it's just getting the timings right with that kind of game. It's kind of the same with this. It's been such a long time that I don't really recall what to do and how to do it easily. I have to think about it. And then, of course, while I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking, right, okay, I want to do about half an hour's worth of build so it can work nicely into a 15-minute Let's Play on YouTube. And I want to try and achieve this, and this, otherwise it's not going to be a very interesting show. And so I'm kind of focusing on trying to make it a YouTube-friendly build as well. I'm not too fussed whether I actually achieved great amounts, but it's one of those things. I just want it to kind of fit, yeah. Well, while I'm thinking of all of that, along with have I had my dinner yet, and all the things that life throws at you, of course. It just basically, or you can put it down to one other thing. Old age. Just a little bit of old age setting in. What do you mean a little bit of old age setting in, BonBon? Okay, I'm not that old. I am not retired. I'm not close to retirement, but I'm a little bit closer to retirement than I'm physically happy with. Yeah, I could turn back the clock 30 years and I'd be quite chirpy about that. Although, having to go through the last 30 years again, I'd choose not to. I'd have a different 30 years if I could. The last 30 years are probably best left consigned to history. Now here's me forgetting how to use Anarchy and clipping. What the hell? How do I? And of course I do know how to do it. You've seen me do it earlier in the episode, and I've just physically forgotten how to do it. It is old age, isn't it? That's what it is. It's got to be something like that. In the end, I decided to cheat. Look, I cheat, and yeah, let's use a bit of Move It to move them together. That's not right, BonBon. And yes, the parallel road tool. I'm aware, but that's just another skill to master. I know how to use it, but it's teaching myself the distances between the roads. And once again, that's not going to look too good in a YouTube video, watching me working out the road distances. So I'd have to do that off of camera. And honestly, but time is always precious for me. It was just one of those things that I decided, you know what, I'm gonna lay these roads by hand. Hey, we've been doing it for years. Oh, now I've noticed there's a hill going on here. And also, before we go any further, and before Hendrik says, you've got to use the terrain topographical lines tool. That's the one. Yes, I've got it, Hendrik. I have got it. I've had it since it came out, and I've still forgotten to enable it before starting up the map editor. So that's the only reason why I haven't used it. It's just remembering to enable it. And of course, I don't normally have it enabled in the day-to-day purpose of WhatMap, but it's just one more mod that's running in the background, one more thing that's eating away at RAM and memory and all that kind of thing. So yes, during the day-to-day What's mapping, I have just the essential mods on that I have for making of the videos, such as the cinematic camera, first-person walking, various other ultimate eye candy, of course, ultimate eye candy for getting the time of day set right. Yeah, here we go. This is me starting to fail with tunnels. Took me a little while to work out exactly where I wanted the tunnel, and yes, the terrain line still would have come in really handy now. I've got to admit that was yeah. Hendrik's right there. Don't tell him I said that. Hendrik is there. Hendrik is right with that. But yes, by the time that I got to this point, if I drop out to main menu, basically I need to drop out to Windows, so that I can get a fresh load, of course, and so and then loading the game up again. Do you know what? No, just go for it, BonBon. Just go for it. You got the game loaded. So yeah, you're going to see me struggle a lot with tunnels here, and it's not the whole of the rest of the episode, but certainly a fair chunk of it. And well, I hoped to have the roads, the tunnels, and the bridges all perfectly lined up and perfect, it's just done by the end of the episode. By the end of today's episode, it won't be done, but we will be getting close-ish to the roads and the bridges and the tunnels having been laid down. And then once all of these roads and bridges and tunnels are as I want them, then we can start doing some proper terrain work, proper detailing, getting the rest of I've decided now to sort of like make a little bit of a dip in there, and now the tunnel should work much better, and it does, by the way, it does, as you'll see very shortly. Yeah, so yes, that'll be in the next few episodes. We'll start. Oh, don't worry about the fact that there's also these tunnels are filled with green soil. That is just because the map editor doesn't, or it isn't even intended to have tunnels, is it, the map editor? This is bloody Penguin's work. Thank you, bloody Penguin. Yeah, still struggling with tunnels there. So yes, don't worry about that. They will, when the game engine actually loads up, they will be perfectly fine tunnels, which is good. So yes, what was I saying? Yes, so terrain work and detailing will be coming up very shortly in the next few episodes. I also want to go back to the harbour and do a little bit of work on the harbour. I'm not happy with the harbour. I've done a lot of work on the harbour, and it's okay. Okay, I think that's the best I can say is it's okay, but it's not what my mind's eye had in store. Still not happy with those tunnels, you know. Do a little bit of shunting along there. The lines aren't right now. So what we'll do is with a little bit of a twist and a little bit of a push across, try and keep everything aligned. That's kind of where I wanted the tunnel. That's kind of... In real life, can you imagine? Don't want the tunnel there. Can you move it a little bit off to the side a bit? Yeah, that could cost you about $30 million. Ah, it's fine. Use the move it tool. Oh, still struggling with tunnels, by the way. There you go. Thought I'd come up to the surface there. It hasn't even clipped to the previous tunnel. Ah, dear, oh dear, oh dear. I used to be able to do this with my eyes closed. I did. And I probably will be able to. I need to find more time to actually do more stuff physically in game. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's one thing doing... I mean, I've got 1,500 hours in game. 1,500 hours, which, well, just shy of 15 hours. 1,493, thereabouts, I believe. 1,500, by all accounts, anyway. So, that's a fair chunk of time. Of those 1,500 hours, I think it was around 600 to 700 hours before I started making What Map. So I've actually got more hours in game reviewing other people's maps and making tutorials and such than I have physically actually playing the game. And 700 hours is plenty of time to actually master the basics, which, as you can see, I have completely forgotten how to do. That's okay, don't worry, it doesn't line up with this bridge. This bridge can be moved a little bit, and I think we'll do that right now. How about, yeah, there you go. Yeah, the lines are all close. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Now, don't expect this to work first time. Oh my goodness, it didn't. Look at that. Don't worry. Everything's going to be... I still wasn't happy with that. I'm going to do a little bit of terrain work again. Bring the land up a little bit. There, that's the one. And once again, this isn't finished. None of these bridges are finished. Look at this. I'm still not... Look at that terrain there. It's like, look. Dips away. It's crap. Yeah, sorting out... There you go. Yeah, that's sorting that one out. Oh, it's so embarrassing watching this back. It really is so embarrassing watching back. But it was embarrassing doing it. Because I'm looking at it going, what am I doing? How can I not even remember how to do something as simple as that? Building a road to join up with a bridge. It's... Oh, I'm so ashamed right now. Just need more hours in the day. More hours in the day would be a good thing. Let's get rid of my day job. I'll play Cities Skylines for a couple of hours a day, and then I will be a master of all things. Well, I say a master. I'll be average. Average. I'll settle for average. I'm not greedy. Average is a good thing. Average is there for a reason, and the reason is so that you can look on people who are lesser than you and go, noob. Which is exactly what you're looking at right now. Oh my god. 1,500 hour noob. And even that, look at that tunnel go. Nope, not happy with that. Everything is a total disaster at the moment. Don't worry, it will... The fact that the detail is out and everything is not quite right isn't a problem for me. Because once everything is almost right, the tweaking of it to get it exactly right, that's the easy bit. I've still got everything set wrong. Look at me, I'm so bad. Oh, I'm going to look away from the computer screen for a minute. There's about a minute left of the show. I'm going to look away. I don't want to watch any of this. Yeah, even now I'm probably looking at the clock right now going, oh, I'm almost half an hour up already. I better start winding this up. So yes, this job will not be finished at the end of this episode. It will not be finished. There's no way it can be finished. I am completely aware what I'm doing wrong here, guys. Completely aware. Oh, what is such a bad fail. It really is such a bad fail. Whoa. But yeah, it's going to come together. This map is this is probably the trickiest thing I'm doing in the whole map, actually, is this road and rail, not road and rail, road, bridges and tunnels. It's going to be quite technical. The rest of the map is going to be just basic, pretty fine. Now, I've given up now. I've given up. Let's pull back. That's my half hour's up. So we're going to keep it to a 15-minute show. There we go. 15 minutes is now up, and now we're just letting the map sit there while I say, thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. Please come back. Don't quit on me now. And we'll do some more map making Monday next week. You're the BonBonB Elite, and you've been very, very welcome.